So today I'm reviewing and going over the install on my '01 Mustang with a edlebrock intake fuel rails. Basically, all right. So basically, it's pretty easy. All right. So installing the fuel rails wasn't that hard. So it does come with the 3/8 MPT to a 6AN, but I bought this off of I think it was Vibrant. So basically it's a 6AN female to a 6AN male. Yeah, I scraped it up a little bit, but it still works. It's fine. So anyway, basically I made this adapter because it has a little 1/8 female inside. So I got a 1/8 male to male, and I was attached this. This is your FRPS. Without this, the car really won't run. And I was able to attach this on the front rail right here. Plugged it in, and you see the wires right here, which I'm going to extend, but I was just too tired and running chasing leaks yesterday. Make sure you run Teflon tape or sealant. I ran a little bit of both, and I had 100% success with them. As you can see them here, I had I had constant dripping, so I couldn't fire it up because I don't want to smoke check my car, right? So otherwise, the install, if you do have the rubber gaskets on your OEM intake, you will need to buy like the flat ones. I went to AutoZone, I bought them. You can buy them off American Muscle, whatever your choice. But I bought them, it was 40 bucks. And that's one thing that I could not find that no one said, because on my Ford Racing takes the rubber inlet grommets, the orange ones, and this needs the flat ones. And I did not have them because obviously what I was running. But the intake itself, you see, and right here you're going to see the MMR plate in between. You can run the 90-degree elbow, but I just didn't want to waste any more money and put another throttle body when I already had something that could fit and work. If it didn't, then I would actually had to use that. But I used the plate, bolts it down, and then you just bolt this one down, as you can see. Block off the EGR. I never had it. I always took it off, so it's just another thing that I don't care. My state doesn't really mind it. I'm going to wind up polishing up all this up, but like I said, I was working into the wee hours, and I kind of just, didn't care. Anyway, so I'm running one-sided PVC system. That's going to be the driver's side. That's basically what you see here, going all the way over into down here. I vent my oil fill cap, and I vent my passenger side, and I had zero problems with the on-3 kit. They say you don't have to vent, you can vent both sides, but I had problems with that. I couldn't build enough vacuum because my engine is built. I could not build enough vacuum at idle, and I did kind of smoke because it wasn't enough to recirculate the oil that was going into the turbo and back into the pan. It was just, I was smoking a little bit. Once I fixed that problem, everything went back to normal and everything was fine. So for some applications it may work, but for mine it did not. You're gonna probably ask, what the hell did I do? Right here to right here. Yes, I cut my strut bar. I'm going to weld it and bring it back out to go around it. So basically it's gonna come from here over and back. So I'm not concerned about that. I just cut it because I did not feel like taking it off. It's a bitch. And if you haven't noticed, the cowl, if you don't have one, if you touch it, it will just crack. And they're 200 bucks. So I did not feel like taking that back off and cracking it or anything like that. But for the most part, I got the fuel lines off of MMR. And when it came, the line was very, very long. It's back here. Sorry about that. Right here, it's a line. The line actually came all the way over here, and then the fuel line came all the way over here. So I actually had to cut my feed line and then put this back in. This was regular. Put it back in, tied it back down, and then connected it. I did have problems here. It didn't fit 100%. Yeah, I had to grind around the edges of this part, not this part, because the spring inside here did not want to go over the lip. It was a little bit too much, so I grinded it down a little bit, cleaned it up, and it finally latched, and I had zero issues. Again, for the install, man, all you have to really do is disconnect this bolt, take the tension off, take the alternator, lean it forward, and the rest is pretty simple. Just follow. Take your intake off. I mean, break everything down. Take your tube off right here. Take this off. Once you take this off, disconnect this, disconnect this. Sorry, this, disconnect that. And your throttle cable. Take this off. 2 plugs here, and then make sure you take the actual cable off of there, your throttle body linkage. And after that, I mean, you can almost, if you don't have a strut bar, you can lift this up and take it right out. Just to make sure all your connectors off. Here's your ECT sensor right here. Take that off. Disconnect your thermostat housing. Take that off. And then lift and go away. I didn't really lose coolant that much. I mean, I might have lost maybe a cup, maybe 2. It was dead cold when I did all this, so I really didn't have any issues. But for the most part, like I said, I'm still dressing up my engine. I'm still cleaning it up. There's a lot of flaws that I do not like, that I want to fix and make sure I do fix. So especially like running new piping. I don't like this. This looks shabby. I did this. That's fine, but it works, but I still don't like it. But as of right now, everything's working. I have 0 issues. I went to SHR pulleys that you can see right here and right there. Oh, I lied. Right there. Yeah, sorry. I will tell you, if you're installing those, you're going to need a bigger belt for 100% sure. Even though I'm running a bigger diameter pulley, alternator pulley, because I have a built engine, I rev well over 8 grand if I wanted to. Not saying I do every day, but I can. And doing a burnout, sometimes you can bounce it between 6 grand or maybe 7. And I was smoking alternators left and right. So I called up PA Performance, and they helped me out, and they made me a CNC pulley, so I can drop the pulley down, and so I won't spin it past 16,000 RPMs, because that is the max that alternator can take. So just a little FYI for that. So I got that, and I still don't have problems with idling. I got a massive system in the back. Some people say, you know, you're adding weight, but I like to have my music, so it is what it is. But besides that, she's done. I mean, I can start it. She runs, 0 issues. So I'm going to do that right now. And that's pretty much it. Thanks, guys. I'm not really a huge YouTube channel, but I do like to help out as much as I can, because there's not a lot of information on that's new on forums. If you haven't noticed, it's very, very old, 2004, 2011, maybe some 17 here and there. But I like to keep it updated, because all that information did help me, but it was quite old. And a lot of times when you look on forums, they have a lot of opinions rather than actual facts. And sometimes I'm chasing facts. I need to know if this is going to work or not work, right? So for the Victor Jr. edlebrock, I think it's a spectacular intake. I love it. But I will tell you, this is not for an NA build at all. And if you have a Pro Charge, I would recommend it, definitely. But if you have a stock block, this is not a intake for you. This intake will and demand a lot from your engine, and if you can't produce it or give it to it, you will lose horsepower, you will lose torque. It may look cool to have, it's great, but it's not worth the intake for all the money that you have to install and all this. It's not worth it if you don't have the power to kind of give it what it's asking for. So that's one of the issues that we have right now. So besides that, man, that's pretty much it. If you guys got any questions,